The 9mm AR. Some gonna love it, some gonna hate it. It's really what you would call a polarizing product. However, if you take a look at the airsoft community, in all honesty, we're in dire need of a bit of diversity here. And in that spirit, G&G comes out with a product that's got a lot of people buzzing with excitement. The ARP9. It's the latest offering from G&G. In the looks department, it's pretty decent. And you can see from the gameplay video and review running right now from our friends over at Milsim Media and USAirsoft that it's shaping up to be a rather decent gun. Here at RedWolf, we're no strangers to a bit of hype. This is the ARP9 from G&G Armament. Let's see if it lives up to that hype. Hey guys, before we get into the review, I have a slight confession to make. It's going to be very interesting for me because 1, I have never shot a G&G airsoft gun before. 2, I actually am a fan of 9mm ARs. I had a lot of fun shooting them at SHOT Show this year, and I have to say, they're really fun to shoot. That aside, now that you know, let's jump into the ARP9. Now, in the looks department, I think it looks pretty cool. It has a mil-spec M-Lock foregrip up front with a monolithic style upper rail for all of your accessories. It can actually attach both a flashlight and an optic, so more than enough space for you guys. From there, we move up to this polymer amplifier that makes your AEG obnoxiously loud. So loud, in fact, I got more than a few dirty looks from my colleagues in the office, but I digress. From there, you get a set of flip-up front and rear iron sights that are both metal, and they just work fine. Both the upper and lower receiver are made of a high-grade polymer, adding to the overall lightweightness of the gun. The fire selector sadly is not ambidextrous, but it does snap into place nicely with a firm click sound. Compared to some other AEGs out there that are kind of wishy-washy, this one is quite nice. Furthermore, it has a flat face and hook trigger to really help you with those quick shots. From there, we progress to this pistol grip. Now, the pistol grip is not what you would call a wide grip, but it surely does feel comfortable and adds to the overall aesthetic of the gun. It also has a bit of checkering on the grip itself, but it doesn't help much. It looks cool though. Even though the fire selector is not ambidextrous, the charging handle is. By pulling back the charging handle, you reveal the hop-up unit. This rotary style hop-up unit actually has a tactile feel to it when you rotate for more or less hop. Now, it's not as tactile as what you would feel like on a Crytek, but it's definitely superior than some of the other ones out there, allowing for very precise adjustments to your hop. Very good feature. Moving to the very rear of the gun, we have the PDW style collapsible stock. If any of you guys have ever watched any reviews I've done before, I've always said the same thing when it came to these stocks. Never been too big a fan. But I can't believe I'm saying this. This one is actually winning me over a little. Let me explain why. For starters, it comes in 2 different positions, fully collapsed and fully extended. Fully extended actually gives you a fairly decent length of pull, and it gives you a good cheek on the gun. Can't be said about some other AEGs out there with this style of stock. There's also a small pin on the very bottom here, right at the end of the buffer tube, that has a bit of resistance. This prevents you from collapsing the stock a little too far down. Interesting feature. For the battery compartment, and you guessed it right, it goes right here in the buffer tube. So I'm gonna remove the stock and show you guys. I'm gonna remove this end cap. It would appear you have a lot of space in this buffer tube to put your battery in. But actually, you have all this extra stuff to deal with as well. Now, this is a fuse, and you're right. This is an inline MOSFET that complements the ETU right here in your gun, giving you great trigger response. And I need to tell you, this MOSFET is also programmable from full auto to 3-round burst. Really cool. Only downside is, if you take a regular candy type battery and stick it in the rear, yes, it fits all the way. The trick is to try to get all this to fit. Not a big problem, just make sure you find a battery compact enough with a small Tamiya type connector to fit in the stock. Finally, we come to its magazine. This is a polymer high cap magazine in a 9mm style. G&G did mention something about having a mid cap coming out soon, or possibly even a drum mag for this gun. Can you imagine a drum mag on this thing? Putting the magazine in is really simple. You just seat it and away you go. Sometimes you might have to give it a little love tap on the bottom, but for the most part, it works just fine with the release lever right here. The ARP9 really does feel very light in hand, very maneuverable, and it feels like I'm just holding an oversized pistol. Semi-auto, response is very nice. Now full auto, and it just wants to shred things apart. I don't know if you're picking this up, but that is really loud. It's kind of making my ears ring. So before I go deaf, let's go chrono the thing. I'm using an 11.1 LiPo and 0.2 gram BBs. Here we are at our warehouse, and I'm going to shoot the ARP9 because I feel like this guy needs a longer range, roughly about 20 meters away. And today, to assist me, I have this Sightmark Wolverine CSR red dot. It really brings out the curves in this gun. For the first few shots, I'm going to shoot it like how it was intended, pistol style. Let's go. That was fun. I've now extended the stock to normal length of pull, and let's see how the rest of these shots go. Also, obnoxiously loud is an understatement when you're indoors like this. I think it held a pretty tight group, but this gun is supposed to be able to shred. Full auto, shall we? I don't know if we want to take a look at those results, but chances are, yes, it can shred. If you guys like guns like this, small form factor, packs a punch, and shoots really fast, why don't you take a look at Tim's video that he did for the GMP mods, right here. Now, that aside, the ARP9, what do I feel about it? It definitely is a breath of fresh air in the airsoft industry. Small form factor, great for CQB, it can hit something downrange, accuracy is pretty good, but maybe you're not completely sold on the idea of this 9mm magazine. I mean, I can understand that. You don't want to go and reinvest a whole lot of money in buying mags. I really wish that there was a solution to all this. What am I talking about? There actually is a solution to all this. This guy. Say hello to the ARP, aptly named 5.56, right here. Quintessentially, they are the exact same gun, albeit that the 5.56 has a metal upper and lower receiver, slightly different fore end. Perhaps the biggest difference of all is going to be what's staring you right in the face. This M4 standard magazine that I think 90% of the airsoft community owns. This pretty much solves all of your questions or concerns concerning this particular platform if you want to buy something like this. Guys, let me know in the comment section below. Do you guys like pistol caliber ARs or guns in this type of form factor? Let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. And I just want to give a huge shout out and thanks to my friends at Milsim Media and USAirsoft for letting me use their footage while we play that in the background during the beginning. Their links are in the description below. And don't forget, if you like cool products like these and many more, visit our online store, www.redwolfairsoft.com. My name is Mark, aka Blue Steel, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of RedWolf TV. Have a good one.